The Financial Survival Network, helping you to survive and thrive in the new economy. This is the Financial Survival Network.
Financial Survival Network is presented to you by Regal Assets. Buy and sell physical gold and silver through your existing retirement plan, 100% tax-free with Regal Assets. If you want to include physical gold or silver in your existing IRA or old 401k, request your free investment kit, which was recently featured in the Forbes and Smart Money Wall Street Journal magazines. Call toll-free 855-678-6620, 855-678-6620, or visit regalassets.com. And it's time for another Triple Lutz report. It's official. You're hearing us from sunny South Florida, Northern Palm Beach County to be exact. The weather so far has been incredible. We're having loads of fun. I've been doing something that I've never done before, taking a 2-mile walk in the morning. I walk to Starbucks, walk around the complex I'm in, walk back. And as you probably know, Florida is about as flat as the Great Plains, so there's no pressure on my semi-arthritic knees, and my neck has not felt this good in years. But you know, I'm setting up a new household, and that's really difficult. There's a lot of stuff you have to get. Luckily, the place I'm renting right now, and I did say renting, is completely furnished with dishes, silverware, sheets, but there's still stuff that you need. And the first thing that I'm doing on Monday is I'm calling up PrepareWise. Actually, I'm going to go on their website, and I'm going to order my emergency preparedness food because I've got it up north in my place there, haven't moved out of there yet, but I want to have it here. I think it's a must. I mean, I just want to stock up, not because I'm expecting anything to happen, because who knows what the future is going to bring, but rather I want to be prepared if something does happen, just like Katrina or Hurricane Andrew or the storms in New York. Last year we had the Halloween Day snowstorm. I want to be ready just in case the lights go out or there's supply disruptions. So look, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com, click on the PrepareWise button, make sure that you put the name Lutz, L-U-T-Z, into the promotion code because they've got an extra special deal for you there. And unlike most of these companies, PrepareWise Legacy Foods has been in business for over 20 years. And their stuff tastes pretty damn good. You can take it from me, and you know I'm a foodie. And as you must know by this point, I hope you know, at financialsurvivalnetwork.com, we stay away from politics because in the final analysis, policy is determined by economics. Now, you can get away from it for quite a while, which we've done in this country since we became an entitlement state for many years, but eventually it goes back to economics because the laws of economics always assert themselves. And the one law that I know is you can't consume more than you produce for protracted periods of time and expect to prosper. You can't borrow your way to prosperity. This cannot be done. I don't watch political debates or conventions ever. I find them embarrassing to watch, and I don't believe a word that anyone says in them anyway. But this debate, and this Romney-Obama debate, I didn't watch it, but I read the reviews, and then I went back and watched a number of clips. Now you have to understand, they're both accomplished liars. That's the nature of your political system. When Romney says, I won't cut Medicare, he's lying, or perhaps he's going to just eliminate it, and he doesn't consider that cutting it. When they say Social Security is safe, don't bet your grandkids on it, because it's going to go. They're going to get rid of it. When they tell you you're going to get your hard-earned government pension that you accrued over 10 years of sporadic work for the state or a municipality, laugh out loud. It ain't going to happen. You are never going to live to see your full pension unless you're getting it now and you pass away in the next 18 months. You're not going to see it. They know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it. The entitlement, socialist, collectivist state that has served you so well since 1934 is in its final death throes. We have to look at this debate not as an exercise in democracy, but a dreaded but necessary ritual. And look at Obama. The flash poll said 67% of the watchers thought Romney clocked him, and only 27% thought Obama won. In the modern USA, you can't even get 67% of the population to believe that the earth is round, that it revolves around the sun, or that Biden is vice president. And the 27% that believe Obama won, well, let's see, we've got around 10 million alcoholics and drug addicts in the country, another 15 million government workers. Well, I think you see my point. Obama's the same guy he was in '08. Could you have imagined if he had to debate Rudy Giuliani or someone who had a brain in 2008? McCain was the lowest of the low. He was selected by the establishment to lose to Obama. He was selected by the elites because they knew he didn't have a prayer. He was a sacrificial lamb, and he ran as a sacrificial lamb. But Obama, he was the same guy then that he was at the debate. Perhaps back then he was so psyched to win that he restrained himself, but he was giving Hillary the bird as well as countless others, and he was having meltdowns over Sarah Palin hurting his sensitive community organizer feelings. I mean, give me a break. This guy was never ready for prime time. He was a fraud. I mean, I won't even get into his dubious roots. I don't know who this guy is. You don't know who this guy is. I happen to have had the opportunity to meet him. A friend of mine who will go nameless actually attended Columbia University and Harvard Law School at the same time Obama was there, and claims that he got to know Obama quite well. And he threw a fundraiser for Obama, which I certainly didn't really want to contribute to that, but that was the price of admission. I felt like we were seeing history made, which in fact we really were. So I put my money down and I got to go and see this guy without a teleprompter, and I was very unimpressed with him. Okay handshake, slouchy shoulders. I don't believe that he's really over 6 feet. I'm 6'2", and I seem to remember looking down on him, but maybe that's just the way I felt. He gave a stump speech that was totally devoid of anything, which is what you expect from these stump speeches. And then he took questions, which were, most of them were obviously planted. And I just knew when I left there, this guy had absolutely no substance, no gravitas. Forget it. You know, I knew from that moment on, we were cooked, that we were in trouble, that if this guy got elected, the country was really going to go down even faster than it was going then. So this is the guy who's president. But you know that the Democrats and the progressives, the collectivists, the communists, whatever you want to call them, the socialists, I don't care what you call them. They're all collectivists. They all want everybody to share the wealth, but they want to share it first. And if there's any left, by the time they get done with it, you can have your fair share. But look, they're pinning their hopes. I saw this in the Washington Post. I couldn't believe it. The Washington Compost is pinning their hopes on the Biden-Ryan debate. Joe the buffoon Biden going up against Paul Ryan. Could you picture a more unfair, unbalanced matchup than that? This Biden is inhabiting an alternative universe. You think the comedians have had a heyday on this Obama debate? Wait until the Ryan-Biden debate. The best thing Ryan can do is just make a lot of jokes at Biden's expense, which is really an easy thing to do, because Biden, like I say, he's just not very firmly planted in the here and now in reality. It's going to be good for weeks of jokes on Saturday Night Live and all the late night talk shows. You could be guaranteed you're going to be laughing, and man, these YouTube clips will last forever because this guy is literally non-compos mentis. Look, he lost arguably against Palin, who had pretty decent delivery in her debate with Biden, but she really doesn't grasp, in my opinion, complex economic principles and interrelationships between foreign policy and economics. I like her, don't get me wrong, but she's no rocket surgeon, put it that way. Ryan is articulate, he's bright, a great rhetorician. I have confidence that he will cream the guy. I don't believe anything Ryan says either. I'm willing to cut Ryan some slack because he looks like a fun guy. And don't get me wrong here, I have no faith in any of these candidates to get us out of this mess. They won't, because they won't reform our money system. They won't base it on something real like gold and silver. They're not going to do it. They're just not, because their masters don't want them to. And until there's a collapse, we will not have sound money. Now, I know Martin Armstrong always says that fiat money, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all about the debt. But when you have fake money, it allows debt to be run up much easier than when you have sound money. All right. Yes, they cheat because you get paper money that supposedly represents bullion on deposit with the government, with banks, and it really isn't. They print too much. But look, this system really fell apart. Living standards really started to decline in 1971 when Nixon closed the gold window. Until then, inflation was pretty much reined in. We had periods of it, mostly due to wars, but we didn't have these bubbles to the extent and the extreme that we have now. We didn't have multiple bubbles occurring at the same time, generally. That's a product of the fiat money system and the ability to create currency units at will. So you have to prepare. You got to get ready. I'm just hoping that these guys, the Romney-Ryan team, doesn't make us hope for the good old Obama or Bush days once they get through screwing things up. Remember, go to PrepareWise, use the Lutz promo code, and if you want to buy gold or silver, especially, you got to get it out of your IRA as soon as you can, and my feeling is, and I'm working on that now, please visit Regal Gold and tell them financialsurvivalnetwork.com sent you. Also, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com, click sign up for the newsletter while you're at it. You won't be disappointed. This is Kerry Lutz. It's been another Triple Lutz Report, signing off.